So, what the heck happened this week? Let's find out. Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran, and this is my place to talk about weight loss, life, fitness, and being the most amazing version of me possible. So thank you for joining me. It is time to find out how I did on my third week of my 12-week challenge. So let's get to it. So this week I started out super strong. I was determined that I was going to continue do what I was doing the first 2 weeks, because those first 2 weeks I had had incredible success. I had lost between 3 and 4 pounds both weeks, and I was happy with that. And I'm like, you know what? If I stay the course, I know I might not lose 3 more pounds, but at least I'll lose something. So I was actually very focused and very determined to lose more weight and to stay on track. And then this happened. So here it is, Tuesday. For the first time in 2.5 weeks, I actually kind of lost control of my eating for a moment. I was hungry at lunch, I had carrots and dip, and I really just didn't have anything else that was quick and easy. And so I was looking in the refrigerator for something to eat, and I ate a piece of leftover cheese pizza. And that really wasn't in my plan, and I wasn't happy with myself. I immediately stopped. I actually didn't even eat the whole piece, and I went and tracked my food and calculated everything out for the day, and so I'm still in my calorie range because I'm managing everything else, but it was a mistake. Lessons learned. Even that day, my calories weren't all that crazy. They were still in the range where I should be losing weight. My body doesn't lose like that, so I know I need to lose it at a lower rate. But I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that because that should be a maintain zone for me. So after that day, I was able to pull myself back together, and I was able to get things done the right way. And my calories were not out of whack too far. They were a little bit higher than previous weeks. But it just was not happening. My weight just fluctuated crazy this week. I could see on the scales every day on my weigh-ins that things were just not going the way I wanted them to go. I didn't give up. That's the main thing. I did not give up. I still kept tracking every bite, and I tracked honestly. And that's something that I want to talk about today, because honesty is a huge issue in the weight loss arena. Oh yeah, I exercised 20 minutes. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you have to be honest with yourself. Did you really get out there and work up a sweat? Did you really push your heart rate for cardio? Did you really do it? It's the same with tracking your food. Oh yeah, I ate 1,300 calories. But then you forget to type in that you had 3 pieces of candy. And even if it's a hard candy and doesn't count much, it is still going to be probably about 100 calories. You know, oh, I had 3 extra bites. There was leftover on my kid's plate, so I had that. Did you count it? Bites, licks, and tastes count as calories. And you just have to be honest with yourself. I know there was times in the past where I was not honest. Yeah, I had a cup of cottage cheese, but it might have been 2 cups of cottage cheese. There's a difference in your calories. You have to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest, you're not going to lose. And I can honestly say that, a lot of honests. And I'm here to say that this week, I was honest with my calorie count. I did not fudge. I have not fudged in this 12-week program. If I eat it, it's on there. And it showed on the scales the first 2 weeks. Unfortunately, my honesty did not show on the scales this week, because this week I actually gained about a half a pound. It was actually 0.6. So 0.6 of a pound I gained. And it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Because I was doing it. I was exercising. I was doing everything. But it's okay. I did what was good for my body. I made good strides for my body. Now, exercise, I was still doing good. I still rode my exercise bike. I did my exercises with the strength and the sit-ups and all that. And everything was good. We actually even got out on our real bikes and we took a nice long bike ride. And it's all good. I'm going to add something in this week a little bit. I'm going to start doing some step aerobics in a way. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing it with a video or probably just taking some time and doing some steps. We last year went to New River Gorge for our vacation and we decided to go back there again this year. Everything else that we were thinking about fell through. So we're going back to New River Gorge. And when we left there last year, we said that we were going to do the Kmore Miners Trail again. And that includes a very, very steep 1 mile trail to get down to a ledge on the side of a mountain. And it is switchbacks, but there are some really steep areas. And then once you get down to that ledge, you encounter 800 some steps straight down. That's like a 50-story building. I did it last year and I was fine with it, but when I was done, my legs were so sore. For days they were sore. They hurt to touch, they hurt to move. I was constantly fighting this muscle pain just because of climbing 50 stories and going down 50 stories. And so I'm going to try to do some steps each day to try to get my body more used to doing steps. We do live on a 3rd floor apartment, so I can do some steps up and down those also, which we don't have an elevator, so we already do steps, but you know, if I do those 20 times, it might be closer to where I need to be. So I'm going to do some of that. So this week I'm going to stay the course. I know that this program works because of my first 2 weeks. You know, my calories were a tad bit higher this week, some of those days, so I'm going to rein that back in and I'm going to stay on my exercise because regardless what my weight does, I'm doing good for my body. No excuses. So here it is, Tuesday, and for the first time in it's weigh-in time of my 3rd week of my challenge. How did I do after my third? This week actually was a difficult week for me because the scales were crazy. And that includes a very steep